So go ahead and get comfortable in the middle of your mat. You can sit cross-legged, you could sit with legs out wide, whatever you want to do. Just go ahead and get into a nice, sweet spot. So I'm going to start sitting on a cushion. That's just because this day needs a little bit of cushioning. So I'm going to go ahead and wiggle into that, get a little bit comfortable. You can sit in the same way with legs crossed. You can maybe open your legs out wide. You can almost plant the feet on the ground, hold onto the knees, but elevate the chest. Sit in whatever way is going to serve you, meaning that you can sit comfortably, a little bit more at peace. Allow yourself to be still and connect with your breath a little bit more. But before we do any of that, go ahead and take a big breath out. Just go. Do that again. Slow it down. Let it feel good. Big breath in through the nose. Sigh it out, mouth open. And take it again. Slow it down. Big breath in through the nose. Hold it at the top and then mouth open. Let it out. And let yourself be for a moment. So if you need to wiggle a little bit from side to side to get a little bit more comfortable, go ahead and do that. If you need to take another big breath in and out, go ahead and do that. Never underestimate the power of a sigh. It's got some magic in there. And then maybe in your space, you're welcome to close your eyes if you would like to. Just start to settle down. So whatever's happened over the weekend, the start of your week, whatever's buzzing around in your brain, maybe take another breath out. Let those things go, at least for now. The next few minutes is about you, on your practice, on your yoga mat. So all the rest of that stuff you can pick up later. So maybe just mentally pluck it out of your brain, put it to the side, and for now, let yourself just be. So notice where anywhere in your body you can maybe relax a little bit deeper, soften into it. Maybe give yourself another wiggle if you need to. And deepen that breath a little bit more now. So subtly deepen through the nose. Sigh it out through the nose this time. Keep the mouth closed. Keep that going. Breathing in through the nose. Out through the nose. And let that breath become audible. So you're in your own space. You can let that become as loud as you want, in and out. And notice again where in your body you may be tense without even realizing. So maybe you can soften a little bit more through the back of the neck. Maybe it's in the jaw and the cheekbones. Maybe it's the inside of the legs. Maybe it's even between the toes. Wherever it is, breathe into it. If you find that that breath isn't quite hitting you yet, maybe you can bring one hand to the heart, one hand to the belly, and concentrate your breath in those spaces. So as you breathe, maybe feel your hands rise up. And as you exhale, feel your body settle. And again, you're welcome to close your eyes if you would like to. And try and be with it for a little bit. As you breathe, those thoughts are going to come in and let them go as soon as they come. Often when we finally start to slow down is when all those thoughts start to hit us. And it's not a bad thing. It's okay. But the trick in yoga, the practice in yoga, is letting those thoughts come just as quick, or go just as quickly as they come. So use your breath to help that process. And then maybe keep your eyes closed, but as you breathe in, turn your head to one side, just the head. And then exhale, turn the head the other way. It doesn't matter which way, you're turning your head both ways, it's okay. Just move that head with your breath. So as you're breathing in, turning the head. As you're breathing out, turning your head. And let that movement last the length of the breath. So you're going very steadily. And each time, see if you can maybe turn that head just a little bit further. Explore your range of motion. And as you're going, notice if you're starting to tense through the side of the neck or the jaw. Try and relax a little bit more in those spaces. Be kind to yourself. And then come back to the middle. Relax your arms down if you haven't already, and just sit with it for a moment. Again, observe where your thoughts go. And try and sit a little bit deeper beyond those thoughts, into the rhythm of your heart beating, into the rhythm of your breath. And eyes opened or closed, it's up to you. Let one ear drift towards its shoulder. Just creating a nice stretch through that neck. Again, relax the jaw, the mouth if you can, but perhaps push the tongue to the roof of the mouth. And then gently roll the chin across the chest, almost like your chin can touch your collarbone, and let your chin rest almost like it can touch that space between the collarbones. For some of us, it may touch there. For some of us, it won't. It's okay. It's not really about the contact. It's about the release. So again, keep breathing here. Consciously soften those muscles. And then roll the chin the other way until the opposite ear is reaching to the other shoulder, and reconnect with that breath. Soften your thinking. Slow it down. Good, and then pick your head up. Give yourself a little shoulder wave or two here. So you're welcome to open your eyes now if you haven't already. And just roll those shoulders up and down. Good. And then take a big breath in, open those arms out wide, and really take up some space. Exhale, give yourself a hug, and really mean it. Good. Notice which arm is on top, and then open it up again. Big breath in. Maybe lift your sternum a little higher, and then exhale, give yourself a hug with the opposite arm on top than you did before. Good. Take that twice more. Inhale, lift the chest, almost like a cow pose. Get a nice arch to the spine. Exhale, hug it over. Breathe out. Good. Keep that going. Opening up, changing the position of the arms each time you move. Keep it going. And just keep breathing with it. And you're welcome to close your eyes here. If you would like to, you're welcome to open your eyes. Get comfortable. And then gently bring the hands down onto your knees again. If you're sitting cross-legged, take a look at your legs. The leg that's on the inside, pick it up, put it on the outside. Ooh, notice how that sensation is a little bit weird, a little bit uncomfortable. Sometimes those little changes can have a big difference. It's okay, sit into it. We'll hold onto the knees and then gently start to take some cat-cow movements here. So pulling the heart forward and then back. And almost try and seesaw on your seat bones here. So really try and use that grip on the hands and the knees as support to help you lean back or lean forward. When you lean forward, really try and reach that heart further than the knees. Whew, is that possible? Maybe not. Doesn't really matter. It's more about getting that range of motion through the front and back of the body, and maybe take it side to side. You can get a little saucy with it. You can get a little playful with it. It's okay. Enjoy your yoga practice. Make it a little fun. And you know what? Maybe make it circular. Roll yourself around those seat bones. Send the weight forward and back. And maybe start to change the direction of those circles. And if you find yourself in a place that feels a little bit better than the rest, enjoy that. Lean into that a little bit more. Go ahead and get comfortable. Wiggle it from side to side. Good. And then when you're ready, sit up tall again. Take a big breath in. Breathe out, exhale. Good. We'll go for a little gentle seated twist. Arms reach up. Breathe into it. And then exhale, twist to one side. Doesn't matter which side, we're going to do both. So the hand that's in front, reach it across the body. Hold onto the opposite knee, thigh, leg, whatever's there. Other hand touches the lower back. Inhale, sit up a little bit taller. And then exhale, look behind you. Get that twist into the cervical spine. Good. And then release it. Come back to the middle. And give yourself a little shake, a little shimmy. Good. You know what? We need a little bit more love in this practice. Arms open up big, big and wide. Exhale, give yourself a hug. Try and hold onto the shoulders. Lift those elbows a little higher. Now reach those elbows up above the head and hold onto those elbows. Ooh, a good shoulder stretch here. Try and squeeze the belly in. Get the spine a little bit longer. Breathe in, lift up. Exhale, lean over to one side. You guessed it. It doesn't matter which because we're going to do both. Inhale, reach it up. Focus less on being perfect. Exhale, lean over to the other side. Focus more on being present. Good. Inhale, reach it up again. Arms reach up tall. Exhale, twist the other way. Good. The hand that's in front, reach it across. Hold onto your body. Opposite hand touches the lower back. Sit up a little taller. Look behind you. Breathe out. Good. Try and use your abdominal muscles to support that twist. And then release it. Come back to the middle. Give yourself a little shimmy, a little roll of the shoulders, a little roll of the head, or whatever it is you want to do. Always listen to your body more than your yoga teacher. Good. And then one more time, open those arms out wide apart. Exhale, give yourself a hug. Now notice which arm is on top. Good. Switch it if it's to make it the opposite than before. Hold onto the tops of the shoulders, reach those elbows forward in front of you, and then guide those elbows up above the head. Bring the hands to those elbows. Nice. Again, squeeze the belly in. Notice if you're looking down. Try and lift the chin so it's parallel to the ground. Inhale, reach those elbows up, and exhale, lean with it. Maybe pick the opposite side first than you did before. Good. Inhale, up. Exhale, give it a gentle lean. Good, and then inhale, reach it up, 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 up. And then exhale, hands come down. Whew. Give yourself a little shimmy, a little shake out. We're going to take it into tabletop now. So coming onto all fours, you maybe move your cushion to side for now. If you're wearing socks, even though they're cozy and it's a little bit cool out there now, a lot cool out there now, go ahead and remove those socks because you'll grip the mat a little bit better here. When you get into that tabletop, follow that instinct. Go to those cat-cows, belly dips, looking forward, arch the back. Exhale, push the hands into the ground, squeeze the tummy in, roll up between those shoulders. And keep that going. Take a few more cat-cow movements and notice where in your body you really feel it. It may be somewhere different than you usually do. It may be the same creaky spots. There's no right spot or wrong spot. Just start to take the opportunity to become aware of where you need to move. You maybe rock it from side to side if that feels better in your body. Maybe you shimmy that cat-cow. Maybe you spend a little bit more time leaning in one spot over the other. Really start to get creative and fluid with it. Figure out where your body needs it and be willing to move into those spaces. Dust into those cobweb corners of your muscles and let it feel good. You can always tuck your toes to get into the soles of the feet. Shimmy it back and forward. Good. And give yourself one more exploratory range of movement. And then we all come into a tabletop when we're ready. So again, spread those fingers a little wider. Push into the pointer finger knuckles. Good. And now we're gently going to tuck the right toes, extend the right leg back behind you, but keep the toes facing forward, toes touching the ground. And shift the weight forward and back here. So we're really starting to wake up those muscle fibers on the back of the right leg. Good. If you need to bounce into it a little bit because that feels better, go ahead and do that. If you need to lean into it or take some cat-cows while you do it, you're welcome to do that. Always, always, always listen to your body more than your teacher. So you can get creative with these movements if it feels right. Try and keep equal weight through both hands. Squeeze the belly in. Pick that foot up. Reach the heel back behind you. Squeeze the belly in. Then bend the knee. Get the foot shining up to the sky. We're going for a 90-degree bend in that knee. Good. Now start to draw circles with that knee. And they may be small circles at first. And then gradually let them build. Reaching out and around. Good. Really start to imagine that ball and socket joint in the hip. Exploring that range of motion. Change direction of those circles. Reach it around. Good. Notice where it feels really good. Maybe lift a little higher into that. And then re-extend that leg back behind you. Breathe in. Cross the legs like you're curtsying. Breathe out. And look over the left shoulder. Let the toes touch the ground. Good. Now try to reach that heel a little further away from you. Reach your right hip away from you, almost like you're creating a banana shape through the side of the body. And again, if you're like, what on earth are we going for here? Don't worry about it. Focus on what it feels like and just let it feel good. Good. Inhale, pick that foot up again. Reach it behind you. Exhale, bring that knee towards the right elbow. Ooh, and then try and plant that foot outside of the right hand. Now maybe you need to just pick that foot up and guide it forward to get it there. That's okay. Whatever you need to do, it's a good thing. And just shift the weight forward and back here. Start to grease up that joint. Shimmy those hips around. You always have your block or prop or tool of some sort you've got if you need to bring the floor a little bit further up towards you to help support that movement. As you're moving, try to keep the heel on the ground and explore that movement. Again, you can move those hips from side to side. If that starts to get somewhere nice in that joint and starts to feel a little bit better. Good. Now find yourself in center, meaning shoulders balanced above the wrists. Squeeze the tummy in and reach that right arm up as you push down with that front foot. Good. Exhale, bring the hand down to the ground. Nice. Squeeze the belly in. Reach that right foot back behind you again. Give it a little shake out. And then bring the knees together. Take it down to a child's pose. Arms reach forward. Good. So you can keep your head looking up if you would like to. If you feel rested, you can let that head rest towards the ground. Get a stretch through the back of the neck. Figure out where it feels best for you. Good. Push the hands into the ground, and when you're ready, breathe in, look up, roll it up again to a tabletop, and give yourself a little wiggle or two. Take a moment to tune in. How's your body changing? What's feeling different? Nice. And then when you're ready, we'll take it the other side, tug the left toes, and reach that left heel back behind you. Shift that weight forward and back. It's okay for one leg to feel a little stiffer than the other. It's just a sign that you're a human being. So take away the criticism and instead try and work with your body than against it. Good. Remember, you can bounce into that heel if that feels better. You can hold it if that feels better. Maybe take a cat-cow as you're enjoying that stretch. Again, if that feels right. Then balance yourself, centering, shoulders over wrists. Push that pointer finger knuckle into the ground, and then pick that back heel up, but try and keep some length through the spine. Now bend the knees, sole of the foot shines up to the sky, and start to draw circles with that knee. Again, they can be small at first, and then gradually let them grow. Explore that movement. You can change direction of those circles whenever it feels right. Notice if your hips are moving a lot from side to side. Try and keep your spine lined up with the middle of the mat, hips still, so the movement is happening in that ball and socket joint. Good. Draw a little zigzag, a star, whatever it is you want to make with that leg, and then reach it back again. Breathe in and cross the legs. Give yourself a little curtsy. Send some gratitude into your practice. Look over that right shoulder. Reach the left hip away from you. Reach the left heel a little bit further away, getting a nice sort of banana shape in your body. And then pick the foot up, breathe in. Exhale, bring that knee towards the elbow. Try and get that left foot outside of that left hand. And again, you can always come up, pick that foot up, inch those toes a little further forward if you need to. Aim to get the heel underneath the knee. When that heel is making contact with the ground, now start to send the weight forward and back. Again, explore that movement through those hips. How can you maybe sit a little bit lower into those hips as you come down? Maybe reach them a little further back. Shimmy those hips from side to side. Really start to get all those tendons and ligaments opening up a bit more. Support that muscle movement, range of motion. Okay, get that heel anchored on the ground, shoulders over wrist. Get more weight into the foot, less weight into the hands. Squeeze the belly in, left arm reaches up, and try and squeeze the belly in as you reach for the sky. Exhale, bring that hand down. Good. Pick that foot up, and bring it back, give it a little shake out, and take it to a child's pose. Send those hips back, arms reach forward. Try and get into the glutes a little bit more here. So by reaching those hips back, sliding those hands forward, allow that stretch to build across the back, but also into those hips, lower back. Sit down into it. Good. When you're ready, breathe in, look up, roll it up. We'll take it to a downward dog when you're ready. You always have the option to stay in a tabletop if you'd rather. So tabletop or tuck your toes, knees come up, squeeze the belly in, hips reach back, and then point the tailbone up towards the sky. Remember, you can keep those knees bent. Try and squeeze the belly in, maybe shake those hips about, take a big breath in, look forward, and then gently tippy-toe to the top of the mat. Come to a standing forward fold or standing, whatever works better for you. Relax into it. So if you're in a standing forward fold, grab onto opposite elbows, allow yourself gently to rock from side to side. If folding forward isn't quite your game today, you can grab onto opposite elbows above the head and rock from side to side. Figure out where you need to be. Good. And then halfway lift or lower, fingers to shins, rise up, breathe in. Exhale, return to where you were. Push the feet into the ground and reach those hands up high. Breathe in. Exhale, take it to prayer. Good. Maybe shake those shoulders a bit. Let yourself stand tall. And try and anchor into your feet. So push those heels into the ground. Give yourself some rooting through the body today. Chances are you've probably not had it running around, whatever you've been doing today. So give yourself some anchoring. Start to shift the weight into that left foot. Right heel comes up off the ground. Notice if those hips move. Try to let that movement happen with the knee bending rather than the body moving. Welcome to keep your hands at prayer or hips, wherever you feel more stable. Squeeze the belly in, and now start to fan out that right knee. Good. Now as you fan that knee out, notice if your torso or your hips move with that knee. Try to keep them facing forward, and again, let that hip joint do the work. Squeeze your glutes a little bit more, lift your chest, try and send your energy up while rooting down through the heel of your standing foot. Now that right heel balances above the left ankle, and you're welcome to stay here, squeezing the belly in, breathing. You're also welcome to slide that foot up and let it hug the calf muscle. And if you're feeling like you need more in your day, you can grab that foot and place it inside of the thigh. Figure out where you need to be and breathe there. Again, remember to engage those glutes. Try and get that right knee opening up, but also lift in the chest a little bit more while deepening your breath into the belly. Oh, there's so much to think about. That's the thing with yoga. You can't think about anything else right now. Focus on that. And if you find yourself wandering, your mind wandering, up the challenge. Open your arms out. Maybe cactus the arms. Reach the hands above you. So you have to focus on what you're doing right now. Good. Take another big breath in. And then exhale. Bring it in. Feet on the ground. Shake it out. Good. Arms reach up. Re-pick up that right foot. You've got it. Flex it. And send it back behind you. Let the toes touch the ground as you bend the standing leg. High crescent lunge. You've got this. Good. Sit a little lower with it. Squeeze that belly in. Keep that front heel underneath the front knee. That back heel is reaching to the ground behind you. But again, notice if your hips are turning to the side. Try and keep those hips facing forward, just for now. Squeeze the belly in, reach the arms up. Warrior two, when you breathe out, open up. So that right hand reaches behind you, left arm forward, back foot turns out to the side, sole of the foot on the ground. Squeeze that booty a little bit more, bend that front knee just a little bit more. Whoo, you've got this. Try and line those shoulders up so they balance above the pelvic bowl, above your hips. Relax your shoulders a little bit more. Focus your vision over your front middle finger. Doubt your doubts. Sit low with it. Good, I know. Those legs are burning. Those thoughts are going wild. Reconnect with your breath to calm what's happening in the brain, to change how you experience what happens in the body. Flip that front hand, reach it up, exalt it. Now straighten that front leg. Whew, a little bit of relief through that thigh. Nice. And bring the hands to hips. We're going to go for a triangle pose now. So you're welcome to find that block and place it inside of that front left foot. Good. Try and keep those legs straight. And then gently heel toe that back foot in a little bit more. Just a little bit more. Good. Now balance yourself so you have equal weight between the back foot and the front foot. And rather than standing, try to anchor. So that front left foot, the toes are facing forward. The back foot is lining up with the back of the mat. Push into those feet. Feel those leg muscles ignite as you push into the ground. So there's a difference between just standing here and hanging out and rooting. Let yourself root down. Feel like those legs will almost close up underneath you if the ground wasn't there. And open your arms out. Good. Reach that left arm a little bit further forward. Feel that your spine start to become a diagonal line. And then let those left fingers grace the top of whatever tool you've got, whether that's a block, a torch, a water bottle, whatever. Opposite arm that's lifted can hold onto your hip. And try to allow your spine to lengthen, almost like your spine can be parallel to the ground. Good, you've got this. Keep breathing, keep breathing. Now, if you're feeling really adventurous, maybe you look up to the sky. Maybe you reach that right arm up. Good, remember that strength through the legs, pushing the feet into the ground. Remember to breathe, keep breathing, keep breathing. Maybe you reach that right arm towards the top of the mat. So you're drawing that parallel line from the tips of the fingers to the hip. Ooh. If you feel like you really need more in your day, maybe you pick up the left hand. Ooh. But maybe you don't need that. You're good. Breathe wherever you are. Now look down at that block. Bring both hands down to the block. Pivot onto the ball of the back foot. Ooh, turn those hips so they face forward. Lift the chest. Take a big breath in. What a nice release that is. Remove the block, bring the hands to the ground, and slide that right foot back. Find yourself in a plank. Whew. Oh wow, what a lot of work. Now you're welcome to lower down to those knees, untuck those toes, take a chaturanga or come with me to a child's pose, and breathe. Good. Nice breath in and out, kind of tune in with your body. Figure out where you are. Focus your mind, focus your breath. And roll it up to a tabletop. Take a cat-cow here, and again, just keep that awareness and what's shifting in your body, in your energy, in your focus. How can you allow space for those changes to evolve while also maintaining your focus, maintaining your breath? Good. You're welcome to take it to a downward dog or keep it in tabletop, whichever choice you want to make. If you're in a downward dog, maybe wag that tail for a moment, make it a happy dog. Wherever you are, take a big breath in, look forward, and come to the top of the mat, either in a standing forward fold or standing, whatever works better for your body. Find yourself there, take a few breaths. Halfway lift or halfway lower, breathe in, and then exhale, return to where you were. Good, and then out, all up to standing, big breath in, arms reach up, heels press down, squeeze the belly in, take it to prayer. And reconnect here, maybe shake those hips out, give yourself a little wiggle. Maybe bring your hands to your hips and give yourself a nice little hula hoop of those hips for a moment. Yeah, let that feel good. It's nice to make yoga poses that are a little bit dynamic. Change the direction of that hula hoop. Now that would be a real skill to change that hula hoop in different ways. Good, nice. Good, and then give it a little wiggle. Hands to prayer. Breathe out. Maybe focus your vision, your drishti point, on a spot in front of you in the distance that's steady and still. Use that to steady your mind, steady your thoughts. Shift the weight onto the right foot. Let the left heel come up off the ground, but let that movement come primarily through the bend in the knee, keeping the torso and the hips steady. Good. Relax those shoulders, deepen your breath. Nice. Fan out that left knee. So it points to the side, but again, keep your pelvic bowl, those hips forward, so then the movement happens in that ball and socket joint. Gently guide that left heel so it touches the standing leg, toes remain on the ground. Maybe engage those glutes a little bit more. Send your energy, your focus upwards. Keep breathing. Good. Maybe slide that foot up so it hugs the calf of the standing leg if you would like to. Keep breathing. There are going to be distractions in life. And if you get a little wobbly, that's okay. The art of the wobble is to wobble and reconnect rather than to stand stoically. Good. And if you want to, you can pick that foot up, guide it a little higher if you need to. But again, you don't have to. Find the variation that works for you in this moment and breathe with it. Good. Nice. And then if you find that you're not wobbling, open those arms up. Reach around. Get a little bit wobbly. Never be afraid of the wobbles. Life is made up with wobbles. Good. Get comfortable wobbling and take a big breath in and then bring it down. Exhale, shake it out. Whew. Maybe roll the shoulders, turn the head, hula the hips, whatever movement you want to make, feel free to take that. Feel a little bit more liberated in your body and your movement, because that's what the practice is about. Good. Now focus your vision steady and still. Again, raise that left leg up, flex the foot. Good. Try and lead with the heart as you send it forward. Extend that left leg back. Slowly lower down. Let the toes just gently find the ground. And then bring your chest up. Stay balanced, keeping the hips forward. So if you need to widen your stance and walk that right foot out a little bit, that might help with your balance. Squeeze the belly in. Deepen your breath. Use only the muscles you need to. So soften a little bit more in the shoulders and in the jaw. Good. Breathe in, arms reach up. Warrior 2 to the left when you breathe out. Good. Sit into it. So if you need to walk that right foot in a little bit more again, you can. So that front right heel lines up roughly with the arch of the back foot. Squeeze the glutes, bring those hips in underneath you. Check that that front knee is bending directly forward rather than caving into the left. Good. And remember to keep those arms reaching. You've got this. Focus your gaze over your front middle finger. Deepen your breath. Focus your thoughts. Choose where you direct your conscious energy. Make sure it's towards thoughts that are working for you and with you rather than against you. Flip the front hand, exalt it, reach up, straighten that right leg. Oh, let that feel good. And go ahead and reconnect with that tool, that block, whatever it is that you're using. Place it inside of the front right foot. Good. Both legs straight, maybe heel toe that back foot in slightly. Stand up tall, squeeze the belly in, and maybe re-stretch those arms out wide. Good. Now start to reach the right hand forward, forward, forward to the front, and then let those fingers find that block. Good. Remember the front right toes are facing forward. The back left foot is lining up with the back of the mat. Try and push into those feet, squeeze the belly in. Left hand is to the hip or reach it up to the sky, whatever feels better in your body. Keep breathing, keep breathing. Maybe reach that left arm to the top of the mat. Get a nice stretch through the left side of the body. Try and reach the hips away from you. Reach the hand a little further to the front of the room. And then gently breathe out. Let both hands come down to the block. Pivot on the ball of the back foot. Turn the hips forward again. And lift the chest. Try and get some length through your heart. Reach the hips behind you. And then gently bring the hands to the ground. Slide that right foot back. Find yourself in high plank. Ooh, you've got it. And remember to lower down to the knees. Untuck the toes. You can lower down to the ground, take a chaturanga cobra if you like, or you can come with me to a child's pose and melt into it. Take a few breaths in and out wherever you are. Reconnect with your breath, reconnect with your heart rate. Reconnect with your yoga practice. And however you would like to, guide yourself so you're lying down on your back on your mat. So get comfortable. You can maybe take a pillow, place it underneath your head if you would like to. Get comfortable in that space. Take your time to get there. And when you get there, maybe nestle the shoulder blades in towards one another. Walk the hips a little further towards the front of the mat. And go, let it feel good. You're nearly to the best part. You're so nearly there. So keep those knees bent, soles of the feet touch the ground. Reach the right heel up towards the sky. And then bend the knee and cross the legs so you create a figure 4 shape with the legs. So that right ankle is balanced on the top of that left thigh. Good. Nice. And encourage that right knee out away from you. Good. You can stay here if you have a stretch here. Maybe find those hip bones. Try to level them out so they're both equally balanced in terms of on a horizontal plane and a vertical plane. Good. And then maybe if you would like to, you can gently pick your head up, look for that left leg, pick that foot up off the ground, maybe hold onto that left thigh, and gently re-lower the head to the ground. But again, that's just an option. You don't have to take that shape if it's not working for your body. Figure out where you need to be and breathe with it. Try and keep that right foot flexed wherever you are. And deepen your breath. Focus your mind. Try to be present on where you are right now. The simple sensation of being in your body. Breathe. Gently release that stretch. Uncross the legs. Be still before you do anything. Let yourself just be for a moment. Experience the rebound or the release through that stretch. Then set yourself up to take it on the other side. So right foot stays on the ground. Reach the left foot up. Good. Bring the knee in towards the chest. As you bend it, start to externally rotate it. Allow yourself to come to that figure 4 shape. Good. Keep that left foot flexed. Again, notice the hips. If that left hip is dipping a lot lower than the right, adjust, level it out. Try and keep that pelvis equally weighted. Equal weight through right and left side of the pelvis as it's touching the ground. And then maybe stay here with that left foot flexed. Maybe raise the head, find that right thigh, reach for it, and reconnect by lowering back down. Try and keep your sacrum, or the back of the hips, on the ground. Keep breathing with it, in and out. And notice where your breath tends to travel to. Is it primarily in the neck or the chest? Try and draw it a little bit lower. Feel it reach the belly. Let that breath become a comfort. And stay with it as you allow yourself to find a sense of familiarity in this stretch. I know it's a big one. It can be a lot. Use that breath to help support you. And then when you're ready, release that stretch, uncross the legs. And again, find some stillness first. Let yourself be for a moment. Experience that rebound, that release of the stretch. And gently rock those legs from side to side. Go slowly. And then allow the legs to just drift to one side. Doesn't matter which. Good. Open those arms to a cactus shape or a T shape. Backs of the hands touch the ground. And turn your head in the opposite direction from the legs, allowing a nice twist to form up and down the body, and try and soften into it, relax. Focus less on what the twist looks like and more on what it feels like in your body. And breathe. Taking only the movement that is necessary, pick the knees up and let them drift the opposite direction, again turning the head the other way. Notice initially where your body resists and pulls in. Try to consciously relax in those spaces. So that may be particularly in the shoulders, it may be in the lower back, and the inside, outside of the legs, wherever it is, try to breathe and soften. Focus those thoughts. Sometimes by being still, by slowing down, the brain speeds up. Slow it down with your body, with your breath. Pick those knees back up to the middle and gently guide yourself down into your Shavasana, so that resting shape, and that may look different in every person's body. Maybe you keep those knees bent, walk the feet wide, let the knees drift in. Maybe hands to the belly or hands by your sides, palms face up. Maybe stretch the legs out, or maybe soles of the feet touch and create a butterfly shape with the legs, Supta Baddha Konasana. Whatever shape feels right in your body right now, go ahead and go for that one. And then take a big breath in. Audibly let it out. And for a few moments, let yourself just be. This is a precious space, the end of your yoga practice, where you find yourself on the other side. It's often in this resting space, after the wobbles, after the frustrations, after the difficult movements, that we realize it was never really about those moments, those poses. It's about this sensation on the other side of it. Going through that journey allows you to find yourself in this space where you can now be at peace. Allow yourself to rest. Allow it all to make sense, and it may not come all at once, that's okay. But be willing to give it time. Consciously relax more of your body. Notice where you tense, and send little signals to those muscles to let go. It's okay. So maybe that's in the cheek muscles, perhaps in the forehead, maybe in the back of the neck. Maybe the inside of the legs, maybe even the soles of the feet. Let your body be as it is. As you've given it a moment or two, notice how this experience has evolved and started to change. Let it continue to do so. Know that this moment of rest was so valuable. Let yourself experience it fully. And then very gently keep your eyes closed and start to rekindle a bit of movement inside yourself. So that movement can be small and gradually grow. It can be whatever feels right to you. Just try to keep your eyes closed. And then very gently guide yourself up to a seated position. So maybe roll to one side first, trying to keep those eyes closed. Gently push the ground away, guide yourself up. Again, try and feel within yourself. And pause when you get to the top. Trying to keep those eyes closed. And allow yourself to be for one more moment. Try to reflect on your yoga practice and notice what has changed. What has shifted within those physical sensations within your body, but also within your state of being. Now you always have your yoga practice to come back to. Bring your hands together, bring your thumbs to your forehead. Namaste.